We're going to review the freeandclear.com amortization calculator, which is a mortgage calculator that allows you to understand how the split between principal and interest changes over the life of a loan for a fixed rate or biweekly mortgage, even though your mortgage payment stays the same. To find the Free and Clear mortgage amortization calculator, simply click on the Mortgage Calculators tab on the top left of any page on freeandclear.com, and that'll take you to a page that lists all the calculators available on Free and Clear. The mortgage amortization calculator is listed under Mortgage Program Calculators, and if you click on the triangle to the right of the calculator title, it reveals a brief description of the calculator. I'm going to click on the calculator title, which will take us to the calculator page. I'm going to briefly review mortgage amortization before I walk through the calculator step by step. Amortization is the technical term for how your mortgage is paid off over time and determines the amount of your monthly mortgage payment. With amortizing mortgages, which is basically all mortgages, you pay a monthly mortgage payment based on an amortization formula that pays down the mortgage balance completely and pays the lender the required amount of interest over the life of the mortgage. Your mortgage payment is comprised of both principal and interest. The principal component of your mortgage payment goes to paying down the mortgage balance, and the interest component of your mortgage payment represents the cost of borrowing money from the lender and does not reduce your mortgage balance. The split between the principal and interest components that make up the monthly mortgage payment is determined by the amortization formula. Even though your monthly mortgage payment may not change over the life of the mortgage, the split between principal and interest changes a little every month. At the beginning of your mortgage, most of your monthly payment goes to paying interest. At the end of your mortgage, most of your monthly payment goes to paying principal. For example, with a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage, it takes approximately 19 to 23 years to pay down half of the mortgage, depending on the interest rate. Understanding how amortization works is key to knowing how much of your mortgage you have paid off and how much equity you have in your home at any given point over the life of your mortgage. I'm going to walk through the calculator now. As you can see from the way the page is laid out, the inputs to the calculator are at the top of the page, and the outputs to the calculator are on the bottom of the page. The inputs are the information that you provide or select, and the outputs are provided by the calculator after you click the calculate button. I'm going to walk through the inputs and outputs one by one. It's important to highlight that if you ever have a question about an input, simply hover your cursor over the icon to the left of any input rectangle, and it reveals a brief description of the input and the information required. The first input is mortgage type. If you click on the drop-down menu, it shows two options, fixed rate mortgage or biweekly mortgage. With a fixed rate mortgage, the interest rate and monthly mortgage payment does not change over the life of the loan. A biweekly mortgage is the same as a fixed rate mortgage, except you make a mortgage payment every 2 weeks instead of every month. Biweekly mortgages are most common in Europe, Canada, and Australia. I'm going to select fixed rate mortgage because that is the most common mortgage type in the US. The next input is mortgage term, or length of the scheduled mortgage in years. If you click on the drop-down menu, it shows a range of options from 10 years to 50 years, and I'm going to select 30 years. Please note that with a biweekly mortgage, you pay off your mortgage prior to the stated scheduled term. So for example, a 30-year biweekly mortgage is actually paid off in year 26. The next input is mortgage amount. This is the size of mortgage you want to evaluate. I'm going to use $300,000 in this example. The final input is interest rate. If you hover your cursor over the icon to the left of the drop-down menu, it shows the current interest rate for a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage. In this case, the current interest rate is approximately 4.250%. If you click on the drop-down menu, it reveals a wide range of interest rate options, and I'm going to select 4.250 in this example. We've submitted all of our inputs, and I'm going to click on the Calculate button, which will produce our outputs. The first output is the estimated monthly mortgage payment, which is based on our mortgage amount, term, and interest rate. At the bottom of the page, we have a chart that shows the amortization, or the breakdown between principal and interest, over the life of the mortgage on an annual basis. If you hover your cursor over the green bar, it shows the principal amount you are paying for that year. And if you hover your cursor over the blue bar in the graph, it shows the interest you are paying for the year. If you hover your cursor over a green diamond on the line chart, it shows the principal mortgage balance at the end of the year. The chart also demonstrates how with amortization, you pay more in interest expense at the beginning of the mortgage and more in principal expense at the end of the mortgage. It's important to highlight that you can change the calculator inputs without having to refresh the page. So if I change our mortgage type from fixed rate to biweekly and click the calculate button, the output label automatically changes from monthly mortgage payment to biweekly mortgage payment, and the graph also updates automatically without having to refresh the page. And as you can see from the graph, with a biweekly mortgage, your loan is paid off in year 26. After you review the calculator scenarios that apply to you, you can click on the Compare Lenders button at the bottom of the outputs and review a table with interest rates and fees for lenders in your area. If you have any questions about the Free and Clear mortgage amortization calculator or any mortgage topic, you can always click on the Ask an Expert button at the top of any page, and it will take you to our Free and Clear Ask a Mortgage Expert feature where you can submit your question. The feature is free to use, and we never spam. We also encourage you to review our detailed discussion and example of mortgage amortization in our mortgage process guide. Thank you for reviewing the freeandclear.com mortgage amortization calculator.